Hi, this is our Honors 102 project for the spring 2021 semester for the project entitled Baby Steps to Maternal Support. 4 group members in this project included Christian Gomez, Janie Wang, Laura Cheshire, and Miranda Beeler. These are some of the many places that we were able to put our resources throughout the community, and we were able to take some photos in these locations.
For this presentation, we're going to start out with a needs assessment. All 4 of us completed individual needs assessments and found commonalities between the 4. In the 2019 Volusia County Needs Assessment, we found that the rate of teen births and births to unwed mothers is greater in Volusia than in the state of Florida. The Guttmacher Institute also states that nearly 5% of reproductive age women have an unintended pregnancy each year. This is particularly concerning because, as we've seen, the Volusia rate is greater than Florida, and therefore this is a large statistic of women who are facing these kind of pregnancies. The needs assessment also mentioned that prenatal care is lacking among women in Volusia County. Lack of prenatal care can contribute to negative maternal outcomes as well as high rates of fetal and infant mortality, which are particularly high in the Volusia area. All of these rates are continuing to increase, which proves that this really is a crisis that needs to be looked at. We also interviewed the center director of Grace House Pregnancy in DeLand, Pamela Grock, and she agreed that unplanned pregnancies are for sure a huge issue here in DeLand. She works specifically with these women facing crisis pregnancies and says that it is so important to offer them the support they need from their own community.
Now we will talk about some of the specifics for our project. So the plan for this project was to educate the DeLand community as well as the surrounding area in the Volusia County that the population about prenatal and postnatal care, including resources about not only adoption support, as well as different options for pregnant women and different pregnancy center locations that are available to them, but also a multitude of resources such as access to food and shelter and postnatal care or prenatal care, such as medical services, as well as counseling services if they're going through anything that they are in need of assistance of. Our goal was to reach our target population, which we identified from our needs assessment, to include teens and young adults by flyers that we would create with a QR code that would link to a PDF that we created, which was a compilation of all the different resources that were local to this community and accessible to the people that lived within these boundaries, as well as an Instagram page to access a greater following, as well as use tips and facts on pregnancy to just help any woman that was in need during this unprecedented time in her life. Our timeline was a bit crunched in the beginning. However, we were able to get through and plan it appropriately in order to accomplish all that we wanted to during our project. For instance, we finalized our PDF and QR code in order to be able to distribute through the community, as well as we had to submit it to the print shop in order to physically have these flyers in hand in order to post them. As well as our Instagram was able to be launched on time, and we were able to gain a solid following behind it. And we were able to distribute the physical flyers throughout different local businesses, as well as the local high school, and analyze the data within this past week to realize that we were able to have an impact within our local community and surrounding areas. Different team roles included Christian Gomez, who is the researcher, helped with the PDF organization, as well as distributing of flyers. Janie Wang, who is unfortunately unable to be with us here in this presentation today, who was our liaison and main point of contact for both the Good Samaritan Clinic, as well as the Stetson Health Services, where she was able to interview one of the directors about specific resources for Stetson University students who may be facing an unplanned pregnancy, as well as she was a main point of contact with anything regarding the print shop. Laura Cheshire was the liaison for Grace House. She helped to set up that interview that we had for the director, Pamela Grock, as well as a researcher for the multitude of resources we included in our PDF. And she was the creator of our Instagram, Baby Steps to Maternal Support, and the content creator for all of our posts that we put in our feed. She also helped to distribute flyers. And I, Miranda Beeler, was a PDF organizer and the creator of the template that we used to put all of the resources into this PDF, as well as the secretary to create the timeline and help take notes during our weekly meetings, help distribute the flyers throughout the local community, and created that QR code that we were using to link the PDF to the physical flyer in order for it to be accessible to people.
For sustainability, we do plan on maintaining the Instagram throughout our 4 years here at Stetson. We will be updating the PDF if any of the resources get outdated, and make sure that there's continuous content being posted to the Instagram. Once we do graduate, we will be passing off both the PDF and the Instagram over to an individual or a group of people who will continue our work once we're gone. For resources, there were many resources we found that women in crisis pregnancy use to get the care they need, such as prenatal care, and even resources that could help them once they have given birth to the child, such as like money for food or to pay the water bill or electric bill, or just some financial sustenance. Data we found was that there was higher rates of crisis pregnancies in Volusia County than in all the other parts of Florida, which was really shocking to us as we did our project. 3 setbacks we encountered were with the print shop. One, that they had a delayed timeline in getting us the flyers and the cards. We also had one of our teammates get concussed, so that was a bit of a setback on our end. And we had our flyer distribution. After we distributed the flyers, some of them were taken down, so we had to go back up and put new flyers in where they were.
This concludes our presentation. Thank you all for watching.